Hi there, thanks for joining us for another round of Inside F&M Wrestling. I'm Brad Weltman here for GoDiplomats.com, joined by Franklin Marshall head wrestling coach Mike Rogers. Mike, thanks always for sitting down here with us today.
Yep.
So your team wrapped up a busy weekend last week. Started off the Diplomat duels on Saturday at the Mazer Center. F&M opened the competition strong, with a 25-12 win over Shippensburg, but then were narrowly edged out by Shorter at 23-15 later in the day. Talk about that competition and what you saw out of your guys and things like that.
The Shippensburg match was pretty good. I think we started off a little slow, but our bigger guys picked it up for us, and we were able to get some pins at 97 and get some momentum going around 174, 84 into those bigger upper weights, which has kind of been a struggle for us. So it's nice to see our upper weights have to kind of pull the weight for the team, for that dual meet. And then going into the shorter match, we knew that was going to be a tough one. We beat them narrowly last year, and that was with having Rick and Andrew Morano in our lineup. We're out without those two guys, and we're having a lot of youth in our lineup. But that one, it came down to really two matches: 25, which we lost by 2 points, and 184 that we ended up losing in overtime. So you add 6 to our score, take 6 from their score. We win the dual meet. So, and 33 was a match that we didn't anticipate getting pinned at. So those type of things you can't plan for. But the two matches, 25 and 84, were winnable matches. So, but it's a good competition for us. I mean, they're a good Division II, fully funded program, and they bring a lot of talent to the table. And it was good for our guys to kind of see that and deal with that match. So it was good. It was kind of going back and forth. It was good. I think all the bouts were really competitive, and our guys competed. We're doing a better job in certain areas. Just again, it's not consistent. Consistency is our problem. We have some issues where we'll scramble in some areas and then stop. What we say to stop wrestling, and sometimes they just kind of forget where they're at and give up those late points in the period. So some of that's youth. Some of it's just those young guys have to wrestle the whole 7 minutes. They can't take a break. And they're going to experience that coming into this weekend.
Yeah, and then on Sunday you sent a fefew guys to compete at the Millersville Open. Scott Steven, he's captured a few wins at 133. Colin Durandi went 2-2 at 165, and handful of other competitors picked up victory at the event. It marked the final tournament of the year for you guys until the EAWA Championships in March. And it looked like it was a good opportunity for some of your guys that haven't found their way in the lineup to get some extra work and experience in.
Yeah, it was a chance for our guys to go into another Open. It's the last Open we have scheduled. There's a couple more we might be looking at if we can get some guys there, but for the most part, it was the last opportunity for some of those guys to get some mat time that didn't wrestle this weekend or the night before. Scott Stevens doing a great job. He's definitely making a campaign to get that starting 133 spot. So him and Patty are very, very close. Patty Quinlan's been edging him out in the last couple head-to-heads. It's coming down to the wire, but Scott's doing everything he can to put himself in the mix and to give himself an opportunity to get that spot. But Patty's a very good competitor too, so it's good to have that. I think those two are pushing each other very hard. So I think 33 is a great weight class for us we have options at both guys that can do very well, and they're also pushing each other to get better. So if we had that at every weight class, it'd be really, I think you see another level of wrestling. That's where some programs you just have competition at every weight class in the room that's going to elevate whoever's out there competing for you. So that was a good weekend. And the guys that got a couple matches in. Same thing at 97, same thing at 41. We have some guys, fighting for some time there. So, we're going to make some decisions here in the next couple of weeks of, who's going to be the guy going into conference. But it's good to have that, be this late and have that much competition still for the starting spot.
And then this Saturday, your team travels to take on number 11 Lehigh. Arguably, it's the toughest competitor on your schedule. So what are the expectations for a duel like this, and how are you and your coaching staff preparing your guys for the high-level competition they're about to face this weekend?
Yeah, Lehigh is obviously a big step up from the teams that we've been wrestling in the past. But I think we're going into my 5th season here, and I think our guys understand the level of competition they need to be at. Lehigh's in our conference, one of the toughest teams in our conference. We're going to have to face them at some point. You know, in terms of rankings and seedings and whatnot, I think they're going to bring at least 7 to 8 of their top 10 guys are going to be ranked in each weight class. So each guy is likely going to see someone ranked at their weight class for the conference. That's a good opportunity. You know, if they want to get seeded or they want to get ranked, they got to be able to beat the guy ahead of them. So, and Lehigh is a very intense, very strong tradition of wrestling, so that it's going to be a very hostile environment, a very intense environment, and it's going to put a lot of pressure on our guys. And it's going to be very revealing to see how our guys handle that. Our goal expectation is no different than anything else we've been doing. It's just trying to improve on what we're working on. Fight for the 7 minutes, you know, wrestle the whole time. Don't quit. Don't give up. You know, don't be intimidated by whoever's out in front of you. You know, and the more our guys face that, that's why we're starting to take on the Midlands and things like that, so the guys can see some of the best guys in the country, best guys in their conference, to see where they stand with them. You know, whether they win or lose, they walk away with the experience, and they know how to improve if they see them the next time. And that's all we're looking for, you know, and that's going to set the stage for the next few weeks. As we're wrapping up here, you know, we got about 4 or 5 weeks left. So any improvements, any little adjustments we can make is critical. So we got to see that level of competition to know where we're at.
Great. Thanks for talking here with us, and good luck against Lehigh. And thank you for tuning in. Be sure to join us next week for a recap of the Lehigh duel and a look ahead to the Princeton match on January 31st. Don't forget to like F&M Wrestling on Facebook, follow them on Twitter, and subscribe to the GoDiplomats YouTube page.